Hi there, Capricorn. This is Carrie at wooingnature.life. I hope that you are well. This is your monthly reading for May 2020. So I am going to be reading today from the Sacred Earth Oracle. I'll also be reading from Carolyn Mace's archetype cards. I don't normally pull these out. These are I rarely pull these out. So when I was meditating on what we were going to do for the month and I was told to pull out Carolyn Mace, I said, oh, this serious. And I'll also be reading from the 1001 Nights cards and then finally from Alphabet for Lovers. I'm going to focus on relationships in general as opposed to just romantic love relationships because I know that everybody is in and spending a lot of time with family. So we'll be looking at relationships in general because I know that some people are probably dealing with that. So let's go ahead and get started with the Sacred Earth. I'm going to pull two cards for Capricorn for the month of May. Two cards for Capricorn for the month of May. Just something to think about. General reflections for May for Capricorn. Things for Capricorn's consideration for the month of May. All right, so I've got revolution and revision. Revision and revolution for you, Capricorn. So revision for me is really about going back and thinking about what your vision was, what you had already planned to do, what was already in your purview or whatever your goals were. To go back and revise those. And this is a good time to do that because of the global health crisis has really caused a lot of people to rethink where they were going and what they were doing. And for a lot of people, whatever it was that they were doing, they're not doing it anymore. And so this is a great time to revise where your own vision of where it was that you thought you were going to go and what it is that you thought you were going to do. You are looking for the things that you plan that are not in alignment with your highest self, that are not in alignment with your true purpose. And that requires a fair amount of introspection. So, and the type of introspection that you are reaching for is the introspection that allows you to go back and review what you have done specifically. The work that you have put in already, the efforts that you have already made in the past. And then you want to look at how it has shaped you, how you have grown from it, and what you've learned from the process, of course. But then ultimately, all of that reflection is there for you to revise your plan, so that it's cleaner, so that it's sharper, so that it's more concise. That's what we're looking for there, that it's more concise. And then, of course, that is going to involve revisioning or re-envisioning what you want to do moving forward or what your future is going to look like. So revision is there. And then this one, which is revolution, is it's an interesting word because when we talk about revolution, there's a connotation that comes up in your mind. We think about people, their fists in the air, or Tiananmen Square, or we think about major revolutionaries that we know, people in history that were considered to be revolutionaries. But a revolution is about a cycle. It's about a circle revolving. Revolving is coming full circle. Also, revolution is not necessarily about rebellion. It could be about a change in the way that you think. The most revolutionary thing you can do is to change your thinking, Capricorn. So when we think about this word revolution, start with your own thoughts, you know. Be willing to step out and go against the grain within or in your own thinking. I feel like that's really what that is. Yeah, I see an unfolding happening for you, Capricorn, during the month of May, and you have the ability to do it. You have what it takes to do it. I mean, it's in your hands. That I'm seeing that quite literally. That this blossoming that you've been waiting for, that you've been anticipating, it's literally in your hands. It's up to you. It's right there, and all you're doing is watching it unfold right before you. There's a lot of things that are going to be released in this process for you. This revolutionary thing. I'm starting to feel like your revolution is your own transformation, Capricorn. Of course, that's where all revolutions begin, is within. But I'm seeing you releasing a lot of old things, a lot of things from your past. I'm seeing you letting those things free. It's not just letting go of the past, but it's actually releasing the things that you've been hanging on to so that they can be free and so that you can be free of it. Yeah, this is definitely flight time for you. Definitely flight time for you. So, revision and revolution are two things for you to think about for the month of May. And whatever that brings up for you, Capricorn, whatever those words bring up for you, whatever connotations, denotations, whatever feelings arise when you think about it, then you'll want to deal with that. Like some people are revolution averse. And then some people are all about the revolution all the time, 100% of the time. So just wherever that connects with you, then think about that. And the same thing with revising, thinking about what you need to revise and what you need to re-envision. I'm seeing that in that wordplay there. All right, so let's get to these archetype cards. I'm telling you. I don't bring out Carolyn Mace that often because I tell people all the time, if you don't want to know the truth, don't go to Carolyn Mace's archetype card because they're going to tell you. But like I said, when I was meditating on which cards to use for this month, this is the first time I've ever used these cards in a public reading like this. So we must be getting down to the nitty gritty here. So these cards are archetype cards, so it really will give you a sense of who's around you and what energies are moving around you at this time. I'm just going to pull 3 of them. We don't need to know everybody's business, but we do need to know the top 3. So we're just looking at archetypes, personality types, energies to pay attention to, or that Capricorn needs to pay attention to during the month of May. It could also be people that are coming towards you during the month of May that you need to make sure that you connect with or stay away from. Just depends. I think I'm going to do these upside down just so that we can see if these people are operating in the light or the dark too. Some people come in the shadow, and then some people come in with the shadow energy, and sometimes people come in with the light energy. So we want to look at both. Or we want to be able to see both, rather. All right, one more time. Well, I can say one more time. Cards tell me it could be 2, could be 3, could be 5. I don't know. Top 3 for Capricorn. Top 3 energies, personality types, people to look out for Capricorn in the month of May. Thank you. There's one right there. Go ahead and pull that one out. All right, so we've got a queen, but in reverse. The queen in the shadow attribute is somebody that becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, somebody who is controlling or demanding. So you just want, in the month of May, you just want to be mindful of that energy, because that's the queen, but it's in the shadow part. If you want to know the light attribute, it is the person that radiates the regal feminine, and uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So that's the other side. But this one came in reverse. So somebody's arrogant when their authority is challenged. Somebody who is controlling and demanding. That's a closet queen. You can take that however you want to, Capricorn. All right, I've got an alchemist also in the shadow. The shadow alchemist misuses their power and their knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. The misuse of power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. So you want to be on the lookout for the closet or the shadow alchemist as well. And we got a saboteur here. Wow, Capricorn, new level, new devil is what I'm seeing here. And after you do that revision and that revolution and all of that, it brings up some energies for you to deal with. Now, I know that these all seem really negative, but again, that's energy that you need to work with in one way or the other. And then it's up to you to pay attention to where that shows up. If it shows up within you, then you deal with that shadow side. If it comes up in another person that's around you, then you're more alert, and then you'll start to think about how to deal with it. But yeah, I'm seeing definitely a new level, new devil, something. So again, you're looking for people who become arrogant if their authority is challenged. So if it is a supervisor of some sort, or it could be a person that shows up for you or shows up in your life, but you will notice it because that's the type of behavior that you'll see. You know, people that are brash. You know, if you question them in some kind of way, then they become very arrogant. I'm not going to say that your president is an example, but I just said it. All righty. Might be a shadow queen. All right. So the other person is the shadow alchemist, somebody who is misusing their power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. So be on the lookout for those false prophets. Be on the lookout for those charlatans. Be on the lookout for people who are trying to control you or another person. Somebody who is using the knowledge that they have gained from something of a spiritual nature, and they're misusing it in some way. And then, of course, we have the saboteur. And the saboteur, of course, is the person. It's in the light, though, it says it highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring into your life. So if you're around somebody who is a saboteur, or you're around somebody who's always trying to get in your way or stop your progress or anything like that, it's highlighting your fear of self-empowerment. So this is actually probably one to watch, because this person is going to really make you ask the question, is this really what I want? And also, it's going to challenge your ability to get past that. So in this way, the saboteur is actually the teacher. So whatever changes that you want to happen in your life, whoever shows up and basically tries to sabotage your progress in some kind of way, they're really pushing you toward it. So those are your top threes. Capricorn, you're going to be busy. You're going to be busy in May dealing with that. So the thing of it is there is for you to know who you're dealing with, because then you can strategize. Okay? What happens to us is that these people show up out of the blue. You get your closet queen and your closet alchemist, or your shadow queen and your shadow alchemist, and your saboteur, and they show up in the room at the same time, and you get thrown off because, like, oh my God, you feel like you're being attacked from all sides. Well, instead of fearing it, then you can anticipate it, and then you know how to handle that. Okay, well, you're just, you just mad because somebody challenged your authority. You need to get in your queen space, and let me help you with that. Let me show you how you can do that. Embrace your feminine. You'll be okay. Or whatever, whatever it is that happens. All right, let's see. So we're going to go to the story with the tarot. This is the Tarot of 1001 Nights. The spirits told me to tell y'all story, so I went to the storytelling cards. The Tarot of 1001 Nights is they'll tell a story. You hear me? That's what it's all about. Alibaba. All right, so let's see what's going on with Capricorn in the month of May. What's happening with Capricorn in the month of May? Well, we need to... Oh, we got two here. Okay, let's see here, Capricorn. Okay, so somebody has been, out in the desert is what it looks like to me. They've been out there, kind of fighting it on their own. Trying to hold it together, trying to stay, grounded. It's been a journey. It's been a battle. You've been looking for a long time for vegetation, life on earth, anything like that. Yeah, and it seems like, you're trying to make something go and it's not going, or you're trying to get your ship to sail and it's not. It's been a dry spell, in other words, Capricorn. It hasn't been time. It wasn't the time. That's what I'm getting. Oh, yeah, you've been feeling... Okay, yeah. So you've been feeling kind of tied up here, bound, tethered, not free because of it. This is you in the desert here, trying to find the vegetation. This is your ship not sailing. That's the ship, but it's in reverse. So you've been trying to make your thing fly, and it hadn't been flying because it's flying upside down or backwards or something, but you've been bound because of that. You've been held. You've been feeling tethered, like you got a noose around your neck, or like you can't get anywhere without somebody dragging you or something to that effect. Maybe feeling dependent on somebody else or something else. Yep. And so we have the Empress in reverse here. This is all about not being able to access your resources, not being able to get to the resources, or really just not feeling like you're connected to the resources, Capricorn. That's not like you. It's not like you at all. Capricorn always knows how to get to the resources. So if you've been feeling like that, then you'll want to examine. My thing is you'll probably want to examine here where you're feeling bound, why you're feeling bound, why you feel tethered, what is tethering you, what are you being tethered to, the anchors in your life, the things that are holding you back, holding you down, keeping you from moving forward, the excuses, Capricorn. If there's excuses, those could be big saboteurs, I might add. But just not feeling in general very connected to your wealth and to your abundance here. Yeah, and so that has you not feeling confident in yourself. We've got that in the Queen of Wands in reverse here. You're not feeling confident because of that. All right, so we got a dry spell. We got you feeling bound up. You do need to think about your anchors, Capricorn. Because if you're not connecting to your wealth, it's because of the anchors. The things that you're holding on to, or that are holding on to you, or that you're letting hold on to you, because that's where that excuses things like, whoa, what me? What is going on? I can't figure it out kind of stuff. We're listening, Spirit. We're listening. What else do we have for Capricorn? All right, so, all right, so, for those, all right, so we have a King of Pentacles here, but I'm looking at the whole picture here. For those of you, some of you feel like you're in a position of having to humble yourself, lower yourself, ask permission or ask for what it is that you want or you desire from someone else. You've been placed in that position. You have to think about how you feel about that. For others of you, you're in the position to give. You're more in the position to give. And you have to think about that too. So wherever you are on the spectrum there, in terms of giving and receiving, because this is definitely about giving and receiving, because we have this Empress in reverse. Empress is about understanding that there is wealth and abundance in the universe that you can then connect to, or that you are inherently connected to because of your birthright. So if you're not having that and you're feeling like you're not able to access that, then you have to think about this very thing right here, which is examining how you feel about being on the receiving end, and then how you feel about being on the giving end. And you have to look at your actions, your behaviors, and all of that in relationship to that, because this is about wealth. It's about wealth. It's about giving and receiving in relationship to wealth specifically. Oh. I didn't know those were there. So we have a 3. We've got the 3 of Pentacles in reverse here, followed by the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. 5s are usually some sort of conflict, so let's look at that first. All right, so the conflict for you comes in relationship to how you present yourself, or whether or not you are going to put yourself on display, how you are seen by others, how you present yourself in relationship to others, or the idea of what people may think of you. I'm seeing this very clearly there, but it's in reverse. It could be that this is something that you are moving past, or it could be something that you're still dealing with, or that you're still in process with. But I'm seeing that as possibly being one of these tethers or one of these anchors. Okay. Again, ideas of giving and receiving. And then with this 3 of Pentacles here, okay, the 3 of Pentacles tells me that there is a promise. There is a promise of something greater for you. And there's somebody who's trying to show you that. There's somebody in your life or around you that is trying to show you that, or trying to take you there, or trying to show you wealth, how to access it, or they're showing you that so that you can reconnect to this Empress, to this to the Empress place. Because again, the Empress is energy. It is a knowledge. It's a greater knowledge. And so the greater knowledge is that that you are connected to that whatever it is that the universe has out there for you, you can have it. You just have to, do whatever it is that you have to do to get there. So somebody is trying to show you that, but they're trying to show you it in the form of helping you to remember what abundance looks like, or helping to remind you that you do belong to it. but you need to acknowledge that. And with it being in reverse, I'm getting that you're not acknowledging that. So if somebody is showing you or demonstrating abundance in your life, or they are demonstrating that they are connected to the abundance of the universe, and they're showing you how they are able to manifest certain things, then you'll want to be listening and paying attention to that, because that's good information there. So pay attention there. And then also, again, that anchor is about how you present to other people. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about how you look to other people. Who cares? Capricorn, they got to mind their own business, right? You know, go show your tail if you want to. If that's what you want to do, just do it. Get it out the way. Get over it. You know, these people put their draws on one leg at a time. Trust me. All right, so we got some snakes in the grass out here. It could be some fears. It could be fears, but they're not real. And this is in reverse. These are fears that are unwarranted or that aren't real. And again, I think that whatever you're fearing around how people see you or present, how people see you, that's holding you back the most. That's really what's holding you back, Capricorn. And you have fears around that you have to address. Got to go deal with that. And then also this whole thing about, whether you're on the giving end or receiving end, and then how you feel about it. You got to deal with that too. Whichever one it is, you got to go think about that. Because you could be one of these people that gives to people and you expect somebody to give it to you back, or you could be one of these giver people or people that give and you expect some kind of, accolades or something, or it could be that you give and you're arrogant. I don't know, and on the receiving end, you can feel some kind of way about having to take something from somebody, or you could just be, mooching off people or something, but I don't think that's not usually Capricorn stilo. Mooching is not a Capricorn stilo, so I don't think it's that. But just whatever feelings that you're having around that, Capricorn, pay attention. All right, we're quiet. What else do you have for Capricorn? Oh, there's so many new things. There's so many new things for you, Capricorn, to connect to. Again, this is going back to that person who's really trying to show you abundance. But not only that, there's whole new worlds waiting for you out there. And it could be the same person or it could be another person, but again, there's somebody that's with you, a companion, a friend, a compadre, somebody who's really on your side, who really wants to see you win, who really wants to show you all that is available to you. Stick with them and let them show you, and open your eyes and open yourself to the possibility. Because there are many. You just have to kind of get over yourself and your feelings about it. All right, so we got the Seven of Pentacles here, which to me says that this may be a business deal of some sort. You could, for those of you who are involved in the free market, who are entrepreneurs or you're business people or you're buying, selling, trading, something of that effect, anything like that, you have something, a good or a service that you're trying to share with other people. This is a really great time for that. It's a good time to be thinking about the free market and how you fit in that. Again, that's also about giving and receiving, because trade is just giving. It's trade. It's an even trade. You're giving and you're receiving at the same time. So it's interesting that that's coming up as something for you to get into, because it's just another level of teaching around the giving and receiving on that end. Very promising, it looks like to me, Capricorn. Once you got these little small things, they're not really a big deal. Honest to God, they're not really a big deal that you need to work on internally. The main thing is what other people think of you. That's really your biggest issue, and then this right here, and then getting over the fear. But the fear is associated with this. This one you can go ahead and negate, because the fear is around this. Yep. And this is also another form of fear, but it's just not as strong. This is a real for real though fear for you. You know, what other people think about you. That's a real for real though fear. But this other thing about giving receiving is your homework, so to speak, for May. But everything else is just, you know, kind of promising here. We have a Six of Chalices. I see you with another person, spending time with another person, reflecting romantically with another person. Things are really coming together in relationship to that, I see, for you. In the month of May, you're going to be spending a lot of time with somebody in solitude. The two of you in solitude, spending some quality time together, Capricorn. And we have the Chariot here. And the Chariot is always a good sign that things are moving in the right direction. It means that you've gotten unstuck in some kind of way. And I think that Chariot is coming because we have actually identified what the stuckness is all about. Okay? So your ship is literally coming. Look at this ship. I hope you can see it. The ships are literally coming, especially for those of you who are entrepreneurs or who are, like I said, in some form of commerce. But then also, you know, even if you aren't in commerce, the energy is of your ship coming in, whatever that means. So if you're feeling bound or tethered or anything like that, it really is to your own thoughts. So be mindful of that because, again, we have that saboteur energy that we said we would be dealing with. So just make sure it's not self-sabotage. Okay, Capricorn? We're not going to sabotage ourselves by being worried about what everybody else thinks. And we're not going to self-sabotage by getting stuck in our giving and receiving glitches. All right, so now we've got the Queen of Pentacles rolling here. That's a good sign. That tells me that that you're well on your way to understanding how to grasp and manifest the things that you're needing in your life right now and getting past that dry season. So if it felt like things were, you know, not going well at the beginning or as you start May, just know that the work that you're doing internally around these two things, they keep telling me to show to you. They keep telling me to show these to you. This is your homework for the month of May. And if you're doing your homework for the month of May, then you will reconnect to the place of abundance that all of us are connected to. Don't forget to pay attention to those people who are really trying to show you the bigger things in life because that's connecting you to your abundance. And anything related to commerce gets the nod in May for sure. And I don't know, you should be, and you got your love life kicked in. What could be a better reading? I can't see a better reading. I really can't. Can't see a better reading for you, Capricorn. Let me just see if the spirits have anything else. Is there anything else for Capricorn for the month of May? Any other messages for Capricorn for the month of May? Any other messages for Capricorn for the month of May? Nope. I think that is good enough. All right. Good for you, Cap. You guys are moving right along. That feels good to me. Feels good to me. All right. So let's deal with these relationships and then we'll close the door. Okay? Deal with the relationships. All right, so like I said, I am not necessarily looking for romantic relationships. If that comes up, that's what comes up. But the main thing is to think about your relationships in general. Some already popped out. Your relationships in general, who you may be interacting with. And this could be family, friends, siblings, parents, romantic, spouse, partners, children. Did I say that already? All right. Anything else for Capricorn? Ooh, they just want to jump out today. That's okay. Ooh. All right. All right, so there's lots of relationships happening here. Lots of relationships happening here for you, Capricorn. Relationship issues and things. Okay, so we got somebody with a desire to make up for the past. Somebody who wants to make up for the past. Somebody who's into frequent mate swapping. Bonds to the ground. All right, somebody who bonds to the ground, or somebody who, maybe a gardener, or maybe somebody who works closely with the earth in some kind of way. Desire for change and excitement. Coming together and changes for the better. And sobering up from illusion. So there's 6 cards here, so I'm going to read all 6 of them. I'm actually not going to read from the book, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing and what I'm sensing. So for desire to make up for the past, so there may be somebody who you are involved with who wants to make up for what may have happened before in your life. This is somebody who you felt very close to, and also somebody who's very open with you, or who really exposed themselves to you, not in a sexual way, but somebody who really opened themselves to you in the past, Capricorn. It may have been somebody who was somewhat of a support system for you, who may have been there for you in the past, but maybe something didn't go well. But there's a desire to make up for what may have gone wrong, or for mistakes of the past, or being able to get over it or get past it. I think the answer in this situation is for you to really honor what the person did for you. So if there was any resentment or anger from the past, or something that you felt like the person did not do, to see what they did do, to see what they were good for, and how they contributed to your well-being and to your life. And if that person should reach out to you, I feel like there may be some communication between you and that person. If they do, then accept their gentle gestures for making up for the things that went wrong. Be willing to be forgiving around that. All right, so we got this person with the frequent mate swapping. I don't know who this is, Capricorn. I don't know if this is the polyamorous among us, but there's somebody who is willing to do that. My thing is be safe, okay? Make sure that everybody knows what's going on. So if it is polyamory, or if it's people sneaking around behind your back, we don't want that. So we want people to be communicating. How you love and the way you love is your business, right? But don't leave other people out of the business of your love experience, right? Bring them in on the information, and then that way they have the right to choose. So if this is you, or if this is somebody else who is into this experience, just make sure you're communicating with the other person and making sure that you all are on the same page, and that everybody is in on it, because we don't want the mate swapping where people don't know that their mates are being swapped. Okay? All righty. All right, so we have somebody with bonds to the ground. This could be a person who is close to the earth, or somebody, I'm getting a gardener, somebody who's close to the earth, somebody who likes to grow things, plant things. And for those of you who are also inclined in that way, this may be a good partnership, or of some sort. It may be something that you all are growing together. Also, keep in mind that gardens can take many forms, not just a actual physical vegetable garden where you're digging in the earth, but it could also be somebody that you are um, nurturing different kinds of gardens with. It could be ideas, concepts. It could be projects that you're working on as well. So there's that. I'm getting that that's going to be a fruitful arrangement for those of you who are connecting in that way. All right, we've got a person with a desire for change and excitement. This is something for some of you. This is somebody who is creative and somebody who just kind of came in out of the blue. This is not somebody that you have normally been dealing with at all. It's as a result of you kind of doing your own work and doing your own internal growth and you nurturing your own beauty, your own way. You've been kind of doing that on your own. And then because of that, then in comes this person who's really super creative, who appreciates what it is that you are doing and how you're rolling. Now that got your new flair on. And then they bring their own flair and they bring their own creativity. And so your desire for change of excitement or their desire for change of and excitement has kind of blossomed into this relationship here. And again, for those of you, some of these, this may be your family members. It could be romantic. A few of these I think are romantic. Of course, the frequent mate swappers, we know that they're romantic. I feel like this one could be romantic or not, but it's just somebody from your past who wants to make up for the past. And your role is to forgive and their efforts, whatever small efforts they make to make up for the past, accept it as such and move forward in that one. All right, somebody's coming together and making changes for the better. This is somebody that you are really, for those of you who are in this relationship, this is somebody who you're really connected with and you're on the same page and you're kind of going about your work, a similar work, or you're making a similar effort. You both are on the same page in in some way. Your experiences may parallel each other, even though you may not be close to each other. I'm getting that this may not be a romantic relationship, but this may be somebody who you are a partner with, you're partnered in spirit with. You guys may be in two different states, two different cities, two different walks of life, but you're paralleling each other. Um, and it's a great relationship because it's allowing you to grow, and the other person is in this relationship the other person is always giving you your props. They give you your flowers while you're living, and this relationship really allows things to come together for you and for them, and it brings about a brighter change in general. So I'm getting that this is a soulmate relationship, not necessarily romantic, but somebody who you are soul partnered with in terms of your spiritual work that you are doing together. And then this one that talks about sobering up from illusions. Now, this is a relationship in which all of you have all the cards are on the table for one person, and somebody else is holding back or is keeping something from you, or could have other kinds of plans. There's a knife behind their back. You've got the cards on the table in the front, or whoever it is, all the cards on the table and somebody else is holding. And they're not just holding back, they're holding something that could be harmful later. Okay. So this is the one you want to watch out for and pay attention to. Don't get all, worked up about what's on the outside. You got to look at what's behind what this individual is saying, because they're not coming to you straight. They are not coming to you straight, Capricorn. And you're just kind of being nice. I feel that. Oh, I don't know who these two are, but they look like two little babies. These look like two spiritual connection here. This looks like two babies, either twins. I don't know if somebody is having twins or they have twins, but I'm seeing two children. Two children. And it could be that you and this other person, that person makes you feel like a sleeping baby. I mean, it's a very peaceful feeling. Whoever this is, I don't know if for those of you who have twins, there's a spiritual connection, of course, between you and them. If there are twins around you, then you'll want to, I'm just suggesting that possibly there is something very spiritual around those two individuals, or it could be a relationship in which you feel so connected to that person that you are almost like two babes in the womb together. That's a powerful spiritual connection there between you and them. Lots of people around you, Capricorn, in the month of May. Lots of people around you, and lots of relationships to navigate. Lots of relationships to navigate. Some of them are really easy, and then some of them I'm seeing are going to be a little bit harder. So just for those of you, for those that resonate with those, just think about what the advice is there and how to deal with that. And if you want to know more about your love life, your relationships, about that revolution, about re-envisioning or revisioning your life, just reach out to me. I'm at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. As always, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're having a wonderful life.